Hi everybody, my name is Rhys Barber. I'm the audiologist here at Audiology Associates. We upload new earwax removal videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9 PM UK time, so please consider subscribing. Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Our first patient in this compilation, you can see has some very dry wax. If you just zoom this area here, it looks like there's a gap. There's actually a very thin layer of dry skin which is plugging that section there. So it doesn't look completely blocked up, but that skin is going to dampen some of the sound from being passed through to that much deeper part of the canal and actually hitting the eardrum there. So causing quite a few issues as far as hearing's concerned. So we've got the standard size ulnar tube in here. The wax itself is really, really dry, so I'm trying to lift from the base section here, or trying to look at any gap or any little sort of ridge that we can get a grip on. The difficulty of this is it's quite narrow, but the central section of wax is quite recessed, so I'm trying to peel away some of the side sections because you won't get a really good grip on that central section with the standard size ulnar tube here. So you can see I'm just trying to pull from the left hand canal wall here, just trying to unstick part of this wax. But you can see it's very tacky and stretchy around the edges, but quite sort of centrally. It's quite hard in the center there. I've introduced a little bit of olive oil, which will going to help to loosen just slightly. There you go. So you can see as we lifted, you could see that bottom section was still attached to that dry skin underneath as well. So I'm just trying to get this section forwards down the canal, away from the eardrum slightly. There we are. Now that ridge is going to allow us to get the crocodile forceps on there quite effectively. And because we've pulled it away from the eardrum, we can actually push onto the wax a little bit more, and there may be a little bit of movement further back, but it's not going to affect the drum. You can see this sliding out now, all that dry skin coming away around the edges as well. There we are. You can see that curved shape to the wax there, which made it a little bit more difficult to get hold of. So behind that now we've got a much drier section. We can tell that much older as well because it's very dark in colour. You can see a couple of little hairs in there. So we're going to use the fine ends now. I want to try and lift from this right canal wall. You can see the olive oil is there ready to move underneath as we disconnect from the canal wall. There we are. As we've brought this forwards down the canal, same procedure as before. A little bit of dry skin there like you can see to the right hand side. Back in now with the crocodile forceps. There we are, just getting a good grip and pulling towards the camera, so towards the outer part of the ear canal, just slowly backing away with the camera. There we are, we can see that dry piece coming away there. And we get a good look at the drum. It looks a little bit dull, we're missing a light reflex there, so we haven't got that normal triangle of light that we would normally see. So you can see these two pieces that come away. So the piece to the left hand side there was the first piece removed, and the piece to the right hand side was the second. So you see quite a good size pieces there in both ears. I'm going to go with 3/4 of an inch on that. This is the second patient now compilation. Now this patient's come through with quite blocked up ears on both sides. Slightly different wax in both ears. So you can see this glistening to this wax as we shine the light in. There's some olive oil in here. Patient's been using a little bit of olive oil to try and loosen this up a bit. That's what's added that sheen. And because the olive oil's gone in, it's actually penetrated the surface of the wax. So it's actually made it a little bit more sticky because it was probably originally really quite hardened up. But with the introduction of the olive oil, it just softens the edges, which gives it this tacky, sticky nature. See, it's very stretchy coming out of there. As we're pulling this away, rather than it pulling the wax from deeper in the canal, it's actually just stretching this front section towards the camera here. But we need to get that piece out so we can start working on the slightly harder pieces which are going to be further in. So while we're still able to get a good grip on this, we're going to carry on using the suction tube here. You can see just how stuck it is to the canal walls. As we lift, you can see it, rather than detaching quite effectively as you saw in the last video, you'll see you get this peeling effect as it comes away from the canal wall there. Because this section at the top is a little bit harder, so I'm concentrating on that bit just to bring this down the canal slightly. We've got a better chance if we can hold on to these harder sections there. We've created a gap now. Let's go in with the Jobson horn here. Just over the top and slowing everything down so you can watch this come out. So it's detached, you see, from the rear section. So we'll pull this section here out of the way. It means we can get behind it. You can see the oil there just on the outside edge of that. When we look back in here now, we can see we've got this angular piece here really stuck to the canal. Look at the difference. You saw how that piece came away, but look at this piece now. As we lift from the canal wall, can you see what I mean about it peeling away? It doesn't detach cleanly. It's this really sticky, thick type wax coming away there. A little bit of dry skin in there as well. You'll see the little areas where the skin is actually peeling away as well. This is just wax you see going into the camera, going into the suction there. There you see a little bit of skin to the right hand side there, just came off the canal wall. Super sticky stuff. If any, I know you don't like food analogies. There's a dessert in the UK called treacle tart, and it looks really similar to the filling of that. What's the? I think in the US you've got fig Newtons. I think this is something to the center of that. It's that kind of consistency, that sticky, thick stuff. I apologize in advance for anyone who really likes treacle tart or fig Newtons if I've put you off, but you can see it's that kind of texture you get coming through. We've introduced a little bit more olive oil because it's going to help with this, detaching this from the left canal wall here. It's going to help us to sort of pull more into the center. You know from previous videos, if we try and go in and just grab that central section with all these bits stuck to the side and the canal walls, it's just going to hold everything in place. It's not going to budge at all. But by introducing olive oil, we can detach without, and then it won't reattach back to that canal wall if we have to move it across then. You can see I'm trying to pull into the center, look. There we are. So there we go. We've managed to detach it from that sticky bit of wax on the left hand side. You can see, if you look as the suction comes on, so you've got this sort of concertina in effect to this piece just below the suction. That's actually a little bit of skin around the outside edge. So I'm trying to really hold on to that piece. You can see it's kind of all feeding into the suction and pulling forwards at the same time, which is exactly what we want it to do. And with the oil around the outside, it's going to really stop it from adhering to the canal walls, as you can see there. So if we just pull down from the top, we're going to slow this down again. Here it comes. There we are. All out. Look at the color difference. You can see a much lighter color at the front, a much deeper, darker brown color at the back. So much older wax sitting further in there. There's the eardrum there. Looking nice and healthy. Good light reflex there as well. Look at the difference between the two sets of wax. See, this is much lighter, but you can tell this is going to be harder. All those little tiny hairs embedded in there. It looks a lot drier much further in. So we've got a good hole just at the top. So a gap between the roof of the wax and the actual canal wall. So we're going to use the Jobson horn here. And you'll see how dry this is. As we pull down, it just folds forwards. There you go. So it doesn't actually pull the wax out, it just folds that section forwards, but that's fine because we can get a bit further behind now and use the dry nature of the wax against itself. So pull further down. There we go. We've brought the next section further forward, so let's go behind that now with the Jobson horn. There we are. Remember that slightly curved angle to the end of the Jobson horn, allowing us to get in behind those little ridges to pull them down. There we are. You can see one big dry wax piece there. There we go. And I was trying to take it out to the ear, and clumsy as we are, you can see you just dropped it back into the bowl of the canal. So just pick it back up there so you can get a good look at it. And let's take a look behind there. There we are. There's the eardrum. We've got the light reflex there. Maybe a little slightly bit retracted. These are the pieces we took away. So everything from 2.5 centimeters up to 2.5 centimeters, I'm sorry, is from the first ear. The second piece there, that piece to the right, came out of the second ear. That second piece, 11/16. I did well. 11/16 long. Thank you very much for watching our video today. If you did enjoy the video, then please like. If you're not subscribed already or you'd like to do so, you can click the subscribe button here. If you'd like to check out some more of our videos, they're also up there. Now, if you want to follow us, you can do on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also check our website if you want to know a little bit more about us.
As always, guys, until the next time, take care.